Hi everyone, Andy Pelling here, currently Chairman of Deepings Business Community. This is a brief report from the Chairman for the Annual General Meeting 2020. We started the year with a session called What Would the Best Business Club in the World Look Like? This was a brainstorming session involving a lot of members, and we came up with a lot of good ideas, some of which were implemented quickly and others which have been implemented throughout the coming months, one or two still in the pipeline. In other meetings, we had sessions about how to make 2020 your best year yet. At that point, we didn't know what was going to happen in 2020, so that may not have come to fruition. We also ran a session on how you might want to one day exit your business. We had plans for a social event in April, which was to be a race night to raise funds for the Deepings Community Fund. And we hope for a big launch in May for the rebranding of Deepings Business Club to Deepings Business Community, and also to launch the new websites. Coronavirus obviously had other ideas, so we had to think a little bit outside of the box. We did go ahead with the rebranding and launching of the two websites slightly later in June. This was done using social media, a print run of 10,000 newsletters and some banners around the area. Just in case you missed it, we are now Deepings Business Community. More inclusive, more modern, more agile, perhaps not yet quite the best business club in the world, but well on our way. If you haven't already done so, please do have a look at the two new websites. Now, when I say two new websites, it's really one website, but with two distinct sections and two domain names. You've got www.deepings.co.uk, which focuses mainly on the business club, and www.lovedeepings.co.uk, which is self-explanatory. During lockdown, we adapted and we ran members' meetings via Zoom. The first two or three of those focused on the kind of help that businesses could get from government, local authority, whether that be financial or other types of support. And we also had sessions where members could ask other members for advice on how to adapt, and just general discussions about the way forward, which did prove quite interesting and hopefully useful. We sent out regular updates during the COVID period that we received from government and local authorities via email, put them on our social media and also on the website. I hope some of you found those useful as well. From our last meeting, prior to this AGM, we ran a session all about e-commerce and business grants, which was quite well attended and again useful if you were having to adapt. Throughout the year, we've continued to run the Love Deepings campaign, and when I say we, it's been 95% Alison. The campaign was adapted this year because of COVID, and back in March, before the government or local authorities had put in place any hubs, Love Deepings had coordinated local assistant networks to help those having to self-isolate. It's since moved on to raise the importance of supporting local in these very difficult times. Here's a little statistic for you. There have been 130,000 video views associated with the Love Deepings campaign so far. One of the highlights of the local business year here in the Deepings is usually the Deepings Business Awards, and we had some discussion as to whether it was appropriate to proceed with them this year. The overwhelming view was yes, it's more important than ever to highlight the fantastic local businesses that we have and to provide an uplift for them by recognising and celebrating the great work that they do in extraordinarily difficult times. We're not sure what form the presentation night will take this year, but nominations and voting went ahead and we're approaching 4,000 responses. Winners will be announced later than usual this year. We hope to have either a real event or a virtual event round about the end of November, early December, announcing the worthy winners. Finally, can I thank you all for your support during this most difficult of years. Please do vote in our virtual AGM, and also please try to encourage other businesses you know to become members. Together we're stronger, and we can help to ensure that the Deepings gets its fair share of resources from local government, that the Deepings benefits from supporting great local businesses can be recognised, and by sharing resources, knowledge and skills, we'll all benefit. We usually give a brief proposal of what we expect to be doing in the year ahead as part of the AGM, but in these uncertain times that's difficult to predict. We will of course be there to help support local businesses that are struggling, and we do hope our delayed launch of the Community Fund will go ahead in the not too distant future. Thank you.